Hello everyone, this is Fantasy-esque and welcome back to Royal Clan in ClanGen, the Warrior Cats clan generator game. When we left off in the previous episode, we got our first look at the Royal Apprentice rankings, and we saw a very interesting correlation between how experienced the mentors were and how well their apprentices were doing. Bearpaw, who is being trained by King Canary Star himself, has actually been performing the best in his batch. And his sister, his older sister, Flarepaw, who is being trained by Scorchmoss, who is the least experienced, is unfortunately doing the worst, right at the bottom. But okay, let us go straight to the leader's den and see how everyone does this moon. Let's roll the dice to see how King Canary Star is going to handle the next gathering. I got a 1 on the D10, so that's Snowy Clan, and I got 2 on the D8, which is a Provoke. He's back to provoking, and how many actually hostilities? He's got 1 hostility with Down Clan. Okay, let's skip a moon and see how these guys go. Okay. Guys, we have good news! Okay, with the additional focus of the clan, 5 pieces of prey and 2 herbs were gathered. At the gathering, King Canary Star refuses to leave enough space on the leader's perch for Snowy Clan's leader, forcing them to deliver their clan news from an awkward spot closer to the ground. Snowy Clan relations have worsened. Obviously, the king would feel the need to put the independent groups in their place. Watergill's running nose is gone, but Scorchmoss is finally expecting kids. She wouldn't dare settle down and let others work while she rested. Things will continue as usual for now. Scorchmoss, you beautiful Scorchmoss. I am so happy that finally we have some kids. And I'm wondering if she's also now fallen in love with Watergill. We might actually check up on that. Flarepaw's torn pelt has healed. I don't think any scars, which is good. Bearpaw was climbing a tree when he fell. Luckily, he was only bruised by the incident. And rumors reach your clan that the exiled Bleak Swan has died recently. Oh. Was this one of the new mothers that came into Servant Clan? Potentially. Okay, well that's not too nice. Let's see if everyone is in good spirits. They are, and actually I want to check up on Bleak Swan. Yeah, she was the mother who came in, and I guess she didn't make it in Servant Clan. How are the other cats doing though? Well, her kittens are doing fine so far. I think she was the mother of Crocus Kit and Bramble Kit. Look at them. They look kind of cute. They do. But these cats, potentially, future genetics, potentially. Okay, let's go ahead back to our clan members. And Watergill, I'm so excited for you, and I'm so happy for Scorchmoss. Let's go check the medicine cat den. Ferntail was given Poppy as treatment for running nose. Watergill was given Poppy as treatment for running nose, and then his nose healed. Flarepaw was given cobwebs as treatment for torn pelt, and then her pelt healed. Crowpelt gathered time this moon. With the additional focus of the clan, the following herbs were gathered: 1 daisy and 1 goldenrod. Excellent. Now let's see our relationships. Ferntail, the king's right hand, is surprised by Bearpaw being thoughtful, the king's apprentice. When Ferntail and Icicle Speck realize they've been grooming their pelts the same way, they laugh about it. Crowpelt, the royal physician, and Smokewater are assigned the same task. Crowpelt is told about Flailstorm's bravery during a recent time of struggle. Crowpelt gave a gift to Watergill, but he turned up his nose at the offering. Well, that's not too nice. I wonder if Crowpelt gave Watergill a gift because he heard about his mate's pregnancy and was congratulating him on becoming a father, but Watergill didn't take it too well. Maybe because everyone at this point knows that Crowpelt has one-sided feelings for Watergill, because I'm pretty sure the king let it slip in an argument one day, which was very embarrassing for Crowpelt. Flarepaw gets a bug off of Scorchmoss's pelt and takes it out of camp. Okay, Flarepaw, who's being really, getting along really well with her mentor, and that's nice. I imagine she's being a little bit more attentive because she knows her mentor is pregnant now as well. Oh, that also means, I feel bad for Flarepaw. She's already falling behind. I mean, this is great news for Scorchmoss, but Flarepaw is already falling behind compared to her brothers. And from the next moon, her mentor is going to be in the medicine cat den, and then she's going to be recovering from birth, which means she's not going to be able to give Flarepaw a whole lot of attention. Yikes. Okay. Scorchmoss and Shining Paw chat idly about the latest meeting. Icicle Speck and Smokewater try to say tongue twisters. Flailstorm and Smokewater come up with a catchy song together. Flailstorm thinks Shining Paw is very polite. Smokewater won't tell King Canary Star, what he ate this morning. King Canary Star notices some of Ferntail's fur stuck on his fresh kill. King Canary Star doesn't laugh when Watergill does something embarrassing. Buttercup Finn, the king's consort and our matchmaker, points out that Watergill's fresh kill has gone bad before he eats it. The way Shining Paw jumps to help a clanmate makes Smokewater think he might not be all that bad. Shining Paw thinks that Smokewater isn't so bad after all. Oh, this is good. So these two are having like a really good impression of one another. Buttercup Finn feels bad that she caused a problem for Icicle Speck. Buttercup Finn always takes food to Flare Paws and mother-daughter bonding, which is nice. Shining Paw acknowledges Smokewater with a twitch of his whiskers. These two have really been getting along lately, I feel. Flare Paw and Scorchmoss challenge one another during a hunting patrol. Okay, so Scorchmoss may be realizing that she might not be able to give Flare Paw too much attention in the coming moons, is trying to like do a little bit more, make up for that by doing like extra hunting patrols and training with Flare Paw and challenge her, which is very nice. And maybe, who knows, she's developing a plan for Flare Paw when she won't be able to oversee the training herself. So this is actually really good. Flailstorm and Bearpaw have a misunderstanding that makes them grumpy for the rest of the day. And that's all we have for events, so let me cut the recording here and we'll continue with the cat list. Okay, time for us to continue with the cat list. First up, we have loyalties where nothing has changed. So the 4 anti-loyalists we have are still, not quite happy, or I suppose sure of the queen, or they don't have full confidence in the king. They serve under him with some skepticism. So there is that. And in terms of relationships, I noticed something that was interesting. So Crowpelt, guys, now no longer has any feelings, like 0, for Watergill. His focus is more on kind of Scorchmoss, or he, likes and appreciates Scorchmoss, but that's kind of it. And then I thought it was very fascinating that Scorchmoss, aside from Watergill, actually has 3 cats giving their attention to her. She has Crowpelt, Flailstorm, and Smokewater, who are all kind of looking at her and thinking that she's a very fine cat. So there is that. And then I was checking between Scorchmoss and Watergill, because we know that Watergill is now in love with Scorchmoss. And regardless of the litter, he wants to be with her and stay with her. And I was curious on whether Scorchmoss had now fallen in love, since, she's expecting kids. And I discovered, guys, that Scorchmoss is not in love with Watergill. She views him as a friend, and she's very happy to be having a litter with him, but she still views this whole thing as an arrangement, like as a formal arrangement to extend the bloodlines, the royal bloodlines. She doesn't actually have, she's not in love with Watergill, and I don't know what's going to be in store for them beyond having this litter. She might decide that she'll stop making an effort with Watergill, or she's going to go and finally pursue Flailstorm. I don't know. But it's up in the air. After they have these kittens, from now on, they don't need any matchmaking sessions between them, so whatever happens is going to be between the 2 cats themselves. But I just thought that was so fascinating that she became friends with Scorchmoss. Scorchmoss became friends with Watergill first, but Watergill fell in love with her first, and she's still not in love with him. But, this arrangement, it kind of worked out for everyone. Huh, okay. Well, that is very, very intriguing to me. Now let's go ahead and take a look at what the different cats are doing for the day. So King Canary Star is looking forward to finding more prey as the snow melts. Ferntail is amused by the antics of the younger cats. Crowpelt is keeping the injured cats company. Buttercup Finn is asking Bearpaw an important question. I love that she's giving attention to her favorite son. And guys, she's become childish. She was sneaky, but the king's consort has become childish. This is kind of interesting. I wonder if Buttercup Finn has become, in a way, spoilt by the comforts of being the consort, and as such, she has lost a lot of her like cunning and sneakiness, and she instead has just become childish, because King Canary Star kind of handles a lot of the serious things, and she more or less can enjoy herself aside from the matchmaking sessions that she needs to do. So I think between that and having herself, surrounded by her youngsters and her kids, she has become childish, which is very fascinating. I don't know how that's gonna serve her well when, if she progresses further along in the King's Court, but for now, when she has kind of like this entry-level position, things seem to be going well. Okay, Scorchmoss has the apprentices engaged in a very, very tall tale. Flailstorm is looking forward to finding more prey as the snow melts. Icicle Speck is wondering if kitty pet life is really so bad. Bearpaw can't wait to get back to training as soon as the sun rises. Look at this. This is exactly the kind of attitude that the apprentice who is the top of the batch needs to have. Look at that. A potential future prince. This is the attitude they need to have. Shining Paw, it feels disappointed after a missed catch. Flarepaw has been training very hard recently, and we saw this even in the, whatchamacallit. We actually saw this with the events when she was doing hunting patrols with her mentor. And guys, Flarepaw's also become playful. That is so interesting. Flarepaw and her mother have both become playful. And she was lonesome. Flarepaw was lonesome, in case you guys don't remember, but yeah. I wonder if she's been getting so much support from her mentor that Scorchmoss has kind of brought out this hidden side of Flarepaw beneath, her lonesome self, beneath the withdrawing that she was doing from her family. She's brought out this playful aspect to her that was maybe present in that avid play fighter that she's always been. I love that. Watergale is feeling rather chipper today. Of course, he got news that his mate is pregnant, the mate who's he's in love with, so obviously he's gonna be happy. Smokewater is snoring in his sleep. And that is all we have for the cat list. So, oh wait, hold on, we need to check the rankings, guys, I almost forgot. So how are the kittens doing today? Okay, nothing has changed. Bearpaw is still at the top with 25 experience. Shining Paw is at 16, that's a huge gap. And Flarepaw is at 11, still kind of lagging at the back, despite the training that she's been doing and despite the fact she's been trying really hard. Oh, Flarepaw. Okay, well, now that the cat list is done, let me cut the recording here and we'll continue with patrols. Let us resume with our patrols. We currently have 86.5 prey and we need 27.5. Let's send out our royal physician to take a look at the forest around the grotto. As the poppy starts to bloom and set seed in new leaf, Crowpelt jumps at the opportunity. Proceed. The red poppy flowers are pretty, but it's the dried husk-like flower heads that contain the poppy seeds Crowpelt wants, and he takes as many as he can. Poppy was gathered, and now we shall see how the mentors are going to, what training approach they're going to take. So we're going to have a patrol of 6 and a patrol of 2 like last time. Oh, look at that. I guess the mentors all decided that they want to keep their apprentices with them, just like the first time they went on patrols. And I think this is the 3rd patrol everyone is going on. So okay, we'll see how that goes. Leading the group of cats around him to a good vantage point, King Canary Star settles down. As the patrol chats among themselves, something sparks in Canary Star's attention. It reminds him of charming Casanova, and it occurs to him that maybe not every cat here knows that history. Proceed. Ah, Casanova, the famous for his charm and trying to get the attention of a she-cat he liked, and of course for his vanishing act afterwards. What King Canary Star tries to emphasize about the history lesson isn't about the infamous cat, but rather that the clans took care of the bereft mothers he dallied with, and the litters he fathered, a lesson of how the strength of the clan supported nursing queens and their newborn kits who would have otherwise been left to fend for themselves. A very, very interesting story and note, considering that we have a pregnant cat in the clan in the grotto right now, and she's going to be having her kids pretty soon, and that Scorchmoss is here on the patrol with us. Very fascinating. Very, very fascinating. I wonder if it's trying to give the message to the youngsters that they all have to band together to help look out for Scorch Moss and to help look out for the new royal kits that are going to be born. Very, very intriguing. And then we have Icicle Speck and Flailstorm going out together, so let's see what they come across. Flailstorm suggests this might be a good chance to practice new fighting techniques with Icicle Speck. Proceed. Unfortunately, neither cat steps up to teach, and it makes everything feel awkward and like a waste of time, and the cats give up and return to camp a little irritated. Okay, so I suppose these two had a grand idea, but unfortunately the idea didn't result in anything much because they just don't have the personalities and skill sets to actually, take each other through a training session. Well, at least the apprentices had a good time out. But okay guys, with that said and done, I am going to leave off here. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you all next time. Bye bye.